of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, just see, look at me, I am here. Come back in my new body, divine, transformed, and glorious. And I am the same mother, still human. Do not worry. Do not be concerned about your own self, your progress and realization, nor about others. I am here. Look at me. Gaze into me. Enter into me wholly. Merge into my being. Lose yourself into my love with your love. You will see all problems solved, everything done. Forget all else, forget the world. Remember me alone and be one with me, with my love. With always our love and blessings, says our Divine Mother. Sri Aurobindo's Savitri, Book 3, the Book of the Divine Mother, Canto 3, the House of the Spirit and the New Creation, page 376. In the luminous stillness of its mute appeal, it looked up to the heights it could not see. It yearned from the longing depths it could not leave. In the center of its vast and fateful trance, halfway between his free and fallen selves, interceding twixt God's day and the mortal's night, accepting worship as its single law, accepting bliss as the sole cause of things, refusing the austere joy which none can share, refusing the calm that lives for calm alone. To her it turned for whom it willed to be. In the passion of its solitary dream, it lay like a close, soundless oratory, where sleeps a consecrated archen floor, lit by a single and untrembling ray, and an invisible presence kneels in prayer. On some deep breath of liberating peace, all else was satisfied with quietude. This only knew there was a truth beyond. All other parts were dumb in centered sleep, consenting to the slow, deliberate power which tolerates the world's error and its grief, consenting to the cosmic long delay, tunelessly waiting through the patient years. Her coming they had asked for earth and men. This was the fiery point that called her now. Extinction could not quench that lonely fire. Its seeing filled the blank of mind and will. Thought dead, its changeless force abode and grew, armed with the intuition of a bliss, to which some mood tranquility was the key. It persevered through life's huge emptiness, amid the blank denials of the world. It sent its voiceless prayer to the unknown. It listened for the footsteps of its hopes. Returning through the void immensities, it waited for the fiat of the word that comes through the still self from the Supreme. Words of our Divine Mother, taken from the collective works of our Divine Mother, Volume 2, Words of the Mother, Part 3, Elements of Yoga, Subtopic Faith and the Divine Grace, page 78. Faith, our Divine Mother says, faith is a spontaneous knowledge in the psychic. Faith is a certitude which is not necessarily based on experience and knowledge. Faith is the confidence in the divine and the unshakable certitude of the divine's victory. It's good to have this unshakable faith. It makes your path easier and shorter. True faith, says our Divine Mother, true faith does not depend on circumstances. Faith in spiritual power must not depend on circumstances. A faith based on material proofs is not faith, it's a bargaining. Faith first, knowledge afterwards. They who have faith will go through. It is indispensable to keep the faith and the will to conquer. Faith, you flame up and triumph. Faith is the surest guide in the darkest days. In an unshakable faith lies all our hope. The night always is full of promises, and we must face it with full faith and confidence. Our Divine Mother says, at every moment, all the unforeseen, the unexpected, the unknown is before us. And what happens to us depends mostly on the intensity and purity of our faith. If we have a truly living faith, an absolute certitude of the almighty power of the divine, his manifestation could be so evident that the whole earth would be transformed by it. Keep an immutable faith, truth will triumph. Have faith in the divine and go deep inside yourself. My help is always with you. Have faith and go on. Our best help is faith. The divine is all merciful with love and blessings, says our Divine Mother. Next subtopic, confidence. Our Divine Mother says there is a great power in the simple confidence of a child. It is with the confidence of a child that our heart implores the divine. The best way of meeting difficulties is a quiet and calm confidence in the grace. Keep faith and confidence and remain cheerful. Be steady and confident. Everybody is imperfect and has to progress. Keep firm and confident. Be confident you will become what you have to be and achieve what you have to do. One must have an entire confidence in the victory of the divine, and this victory will include in itself the personal victory of all who will have remained faithful and confident. With confidence we shall advance, with certitude we shall wait. Next subtopic, certitude. Our Divine Mother says, we must march on with quiet certitude that what has to be done will be done. Certitude, it's an assured calm, it never argues. Certitude of victory, it is not noisy but it is sure. Next subtopic, the divine grace. Our Divine Mother says, the Supreme has sent His grace into the world to save it. It is the divine grace that must be prayed for if justice were to manifest. Very few would be those who could stand in front of it. Justice is the strict logical determinism of the movements of universal nature. Illnesses are this determinism applied to the material body. The medical mind, basing itself upon this ineluctable justice, strives to bring about conditions that should lead logically to good health. The moral consciousness acts In the same way, in the social body and tapasya in the spiritual domain. A divine mother says the divine grace alone has the power to intervene and change the course of universal justice. The great work of the avatar is to manifest the divine grace upon earth. To be a disciple of the avatar is to be a disciple of the avatar is to become an instrument of the divine grace. And through her mediation, each moment of sincere and confident aspiration towards the divine calls down in response the intervention of the grace. Our Divine Mother says, who can stand before thee, Lord, and say in all sincerity, I have never made a mistake? How many times in a day we commit faults against thy work, and always thy grace comes to efface them. Without the intervention of thy grace, who would not oftentimes have come under the merciless blade of the law of universal justice? Our Divine Mother says, each one here represents an impossibility to be solved, but as for thy divine grace, all is possible. Thy work will be in the detail as in the whole, the accomplishment of all these impossibilities transformed into divine realizations. Divine grace, thy goodness is infinite. We bow before thee in gratitude. Our Divine Mother says the divine grace cannot be explained through words and mental formulas. It is only the divine grace that can give peace, happiness, power, light, knowledge, beatitude, and love in their essence and their truth. Who is worthy or unworthy in front of the divine grace? Our Divine Mother says, all are children of the one and the same Mother. Her love is equally spread over all of them, but to each one she gives according to his nature and receptivity. Say, I have received his grace, I must be worthy of it, then all will be well. Let us give ourselves without reserve to the divine, so best shall we receive the divine grace. The grace is equally for all, but each one receives according to his sincerity. It does not depend on outward circumstances, but on a sincere aspiration and openness. Right use of the granted grace, no deformation, no diminution, no exaggeration, a clear sincerity. Call of the divine grace is not noisy but persistent and very perceptible to those who know how to listen. Next subtopic, the divine help. Our Divine Mother says, whenever there is sincerity and goodwill, the divine's help is also there. Be ever one pointed in your surrender and sincere in your aspiration, and you will constantly feel the presence of the divine's help and guidance. With the divine's help, nothing is impossible. For nobody would sadhana be possible without the divine's help, but the help is always there. The help is always there. It is you who must keep your receptivity living. The divine's help is much vaster than any human being who is able to receive it. Those who will be able to become receptive by the mastery of the psychic upon the ego will know what this help is, will have the faith and the full benefit of it. Everyone is given his chance, and the help is there for all, but for each the benefit is proportionate to his sincerity. Divine help is modest in appearance and powerful in action. Faith in the divine's grace and help. Our Divine Mother says, have a steady faith in the divine's grace. Continue to have full faith in the divine's grace, will and action, and all will be all right. All depends on the intensity of the faith and the firmness of the right attitude. The grace is always with you. Concentrate in your heart with a silent mind. You're sure also to receive the guidance and the help you aspire for. The grace and the help are always there for all who aspire for them. Their power is limitless when received with faith and confidence. The grace is always there, ready to act, but you must let it work and not resist its action. The one condition required is faith. The one condition required is faith. When you feel attacked, call for the help to Sri Aurobindo and myself. If you call is sincere, if your call is to sincere, that means if you sincerely want to be cured, your call will be answered and the grace will cure you. A Divine Mother says, yes, faith in the grace always brings about its intervention. For the grace to have a perfect and total result of its action, the faith must be total and perfect. Once more, the lack of faith of the human mind brings complications and pain, where with a quiet faith in the divine guidance, all could be very simple and easy. It is for the growth of this faith and confidence have been working for many years. Obviously, the resistance is obstinate. Why disappointing? If there is 1 in 100 who have a true faith, it is already a miracle. The grace will never fail us. Such is the faith we must keep constantly in our heart. It is the lack of faith that creates our limitations. The divine grace is always with us and never leaves us even when the appearances are dark. The Supreme's power is infinite. It is our faith that is small. At each moment in our life, in all circumstances, the grace is there helping us to surmount all difficulties. Our Divine Mother says, in failure as well as in success, the Divine's grace is always there. The closer you come to the Divine, the more you live under a shower of overwhelming evidence of His immeasurable grace. Our faith in the omnipotence of the grace is never equal to what grace in itself is. An absolute faith and trust in the grace is the last analysis, the supreme wisdom. In chaos, a new and better order is formed, but to see it, one must have the faith in the divine's grace. Cheer up. Question, sweet mother, in the present growing conflict, what should be our attitude? Our Divine Mother says, faith and total confidence in the Divine's grace. It is when all seems lost that all can be saved. When you have lost confidence in your personal power, then you should have faith in the Divine's grace. At the very moment when everything seems to go from bad to worse, it is then that we must make a supreme act of faith and know that the grace will never fail us. For this, our Divine Mother says again, I meant act according to your inner conviction, regardless of all consequences, and keep your faith unshaken in spite of the apparent so-called proofs of the in spite of the apparent so called proofs to the contrary. Surely all this comes to teach us to have a quiet faith that is truly needed, we shall have, and that for the rest we must not bother. In the final analysis, everything really depends on the divine's grace, and we should look at the future with confidence and serenity, progressing at the same time as quickly as we can. In an ardent faith lies salvation. In the final analysis, it's the Supreme Lord who does all. We must be faithful instruments. Have faith and unshakable confidence, and the divine grace will do the rest. Let us offer our will to the divine grace. It is the grace that accomplishes all. The grace alone can act, that alone can open the way, that alone can do the miracle. Keep good faith in the grace. She is the doer of all miracles. We must learn to rely only on the divine's grace and to call for its help in all circumstances. Then it will work out constant miracles. However long the journey may be, and however great the traveler, at the end is always found exclusive reliance on the divine's grace. The divine's grace alone shall be our support, says our divine mother.
इमां यः पूजयेत् भक्त्या स व्यापनो